So, for the next episode of the SYNTHO podcast, I am joined by the three French wizards, Oden and Fatzo. It was actually the first time I spoke to these guys, so it was really good to get to know them, hear all about the journey, and also get to understand their musical influences. I'm sure everyone's going to love this one, so without further ado, let's get stuck in. So, welcome to the podcast, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
It's funny because I've seen your guys' music for a long time now, but we've never actually spoke, any of us. So
That's the moment.
That's the moment.
yeah, so we're getting to know each other as well. So first things first, who is Oden and who is Fatzo?
Me and Abel are Oden, and
I'm
Fatzo is
Fatzo.
William. This is Fatzo.
And you've always made music as a three, or did it start off as Oden and Fatzo separate?
Yeah, at the beginning, in fact, Fatso, we were another duo, but my duo stopped. So right now, I'm Fatso.
Yeah.
And actually, they played together like more dark side.
Yeah, dark and psychedelic micro house for the first time we played with Oden.
Yeah.
Then we start to approach more minimal and groovy stuff, like micro house, but less psychedelic. And then we met Fatzo in a party we played together, and we started to we made the first EP together. It was a bit archaic, because we had a lot of inspiration. But
Yeah,
after that,
you can say it was quite
it
a
was,
big
it was
mess.
a painter EP.
Yeah.
It was like painting,
Yeah.
drawings, but
The name was Sunday Painter EP. It was an in-wave imprint, the label of Kunrad.
then we started to create our own vibe,
Yeah.
the vibe we have today.
In fact, when we began, I was playing hard acid techno, so which has nothing to do with what we do actually. But what is cool in Oden and Fatzo is that first of all, it's a story of friendship. We became friends, made music, and we created our style by seeing each other and collaborating. That's why we never left. We are together, bonded. And there isn't so much Oden and Fatzo. There is only Oden and Fatzo right now.
Nowadays,
Yeah,
one entity.
that's what I thought as well. It seems like it's a real collective thing going on now. And Oden, what about you two? Is it from school? You know each other?
Yeah, we were in the Yes, same in high high school. school. Right.
Yeah, I think it's always special when you make music with friends that you've known for a long time. It's the same for like a lot of our crew. We all went to school together, so it's kind of funny like how now we're all making music and DJing and all that stuff.
Yeah,
And
you had a lot of stories to
yeah,
you do a lot of
exactly.
things, and you need to bring these things into music.
Yeah, and whereabouts are you from? France?
Us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so. At first, I thought it was Germany because of Fabe, because you're released on Fabe's label. I was like, oh, maybe from Mannheim, like them guys. But no, France, yeah?
Near Paris suburb.
Ah, cool. And what is the scene like there from where you guys are from?
Excuse me, you are.
What is the scene like? Are you is the place Paris, yeah?
Yeah, there's quite a big scene. I think we followed the evolution of the scene when we started. It was a lot more Romanian micro house wave all around. Right now there are more
Electro.
Yeah, there was
beats.
electro breakbeat. Yeah,
Stuff like Delgarda and things like that.
and right now people are getting more and more into that kind of new deep tech house, I would say. I think that will be the big thing. You know what I talk about, like with these pads and these chords like Christasy and I think it will be the next big thing. But well, we all started with collectives of friends. In fact, we have many friends that are in the entertainment business and doing parties, and we have all collectives, and we started like that. I mean, we focused more in the end into the music stuff, but we have friends that focused into the business stuff, and we still are all doing things together. And it's like a really group thing.
Cool. So tell me about how you started collecting records firstly, and also the studio. What came first? Was it the DJing or was it the studio?
You will be disappointed because we don't do DJ. No one is
Okay.
At first, at the beginning of the beginning, when I was like, 15, I I bought, the little controller to make some DJ set in free party with my friends, but I really quickly knew that I needed to produce and not to mix. But mixing is good. It's great. It can be really a real production in itself. So maybe one day when we will have like a several track, 100 track more, we will maybe do some DJ set more into the live, to play some tracks and play instruments. And we don't know. Maybe one day we will.
Interesting. So you don't DJ.
Just live, yeah.
And is that because it just doesn't appeal to you, or you just feel like your time is better spent making music?
You said everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We like play our music in front of a crowd and see the reaction of the people on our music.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's a real special feeling.
Yeah,
I think.
And we are deeply into production. I mean, that's what we like. And we have many good friends that are great DJ. And I mean, being a great DJ is a real job. It takes a lot of time. And I think we like more to spend our time into the production, and in fact, like Denver said, I mean, the feeling of playing our own tracks is something like very unique. So.
And moreover, we have so many options more into the live. We are not forced to play the full track. We can play some stems, some drums, some pads, just the leads of one track. So you can mix it to another one, and you start to creating your new tracks into your lives.
We have some vocals, like the Gainsbourg vocals.
Yeah, you came across all the live,
you can do really creative and funny stuff that's to tell your own story, and I think that's what we want. We want to tell our own story.
So, do you still dig for new music, or are you not taking so much inspiration from electronic music?
Oh, we dig a lot.
You dig a lot as well?
Yes, yeah, that's a part of the job.
So, because when I'm digging a lot of the time, it's Discogs, and I'm buying the record, then coming home playing the record. Then sometimes I may sample the record. But for me, a lot of it is part of the DJing because it's so used to finishing a track, either getting the record or USB, then I go and play it on the decks. One day I'd love to do a live set, but for me, it's so ingrained, the whole DJ lifestyle with the production. I can't imagine what it must be like to physically go and play them all live, just all your set. And it must be fun.
That's a different approach, but when you're into the good circle, you start to recreate your own song into the live, and that's when you can keep going on doing live and then doing production and then doing live and again. Everything starts to inspiring you.
And I think we have an approach that there's a lot of music we like. We have a lot of influence. If you listen to what we do, we aren't doing one genre. We are doing some breakbeats, deep breakbeat stuff, and then hard minimal stuff. And when we like a song, in fact, we make each other listen to it, and we try to not reproduce it, but doing something in the same vibe, and then we add our own touch, and every time something different happens, and this kind of magic, we don't know the result, this kind of magic that happens. I think that's what we are looking for as a producer.
Yeah, it's often what I'm doing, really, digging for old records and then taking bits I like from it, that style, and then just making it kind of a 2021 version of some like 90s house tracks. I think you guys are doing similar thing to me in the sense of going for an old timeless vibe, but with a fresh feel. Because there's a lot of music being made now, which is really, really sick, but then sometimes it sounds quite old and not like, it doesn't have the power that some people want. And I think in the long run, I think it opens a lot of possibilities up if the music is kind of sounding old, but with a fresh twist of 2021,
So that's why producer nowadays can reproduce some oldies vibe, but with the tool we have today, like you said, the sound will be more fresh.
Yeah, a bit fuller in the low end, a bit cleaner mix, and I think it translates better to the dance floor, I think, in bigger clubs.
Sometimes like timeless production, if you take a bit care, sometimes they are not really well produced. Sometimes the kick is not tuned. Sometimes you have they didn't have the tools, so it's a pleasure to try to recreate the vibe, but with the tools we have today. That's
So
what we do.
I'm interested to know, who are your favorite DJs?
I have several.
Vas-y.
I know, it can change, but these last years I really enjoyed the set DJ set. When we were in Romania. Set, yeah.
Ah, okay, yeah.
We really had I'm a big micro house lover, but not all the micro house vibe. I really enjoy when you got an hypnotic side, into the DJ set. When you start, you enter into something,
and you play at a high level of BPM.
Yeah, also.
like our live.
Well,
I think
exactly. Yeah, we're playing like 135,
30, and we had at 135.
Max.
Wow.
Maximum. That's the maximum.
Or sometimes 137.
when we are drunk.
But yeah, I really enjoy this vibe, because there is a real story into the DJ set. I think this guy tried before to, really think about the place of his tracks and the story you want to tell. So I really like this vibe.
Yeah, I have to agree. And the other two, what about you two? Favorite DJ?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I'm more into the producer stuff, but I have some producers I really enjoy. I really enjoy Gin on Earth. It's been a great influence because, as you said, he takes the oldies vibe and he brings fresh stuff, and I think the mix fits perfectly. For me, it's like a goal. It's 10 out of 10.
I have to agree. I
listen to more specific stuff, like a lot of breakbeats, melodic breakbeat. There's a one who's a god for me. It's Shinra. I don't know if you know Shinra.
Yeah.
Shinra is my personal favorite. I have no words. And in all DJ, but more hip hop, I'm a huge fanatic of Nujabes. You know Nujabes. His method of sampling and jazzy things and stuff. Even if it's hip hop, he brought something fresh to the hip hop world, and I think that can translate well to the house world because house and hip hop are connected in terms of sampling, especially.
Yeah, I think that's one way I say to aspiring producers, if you want to create your own sound, it's really helpful to take inspiration from other genres. Like find out what you like in a hip hop track. Is it the breakbeat or is it the pads or is it the bass line? And then you kind of put it in a house format and you can kind of fuse things together. That's what I'm trying to do these days. Listen to music on the radio and things like even some more commercial dance tracks. But why do I like that? Why do I like that track? Is it the groove in the hearts or the groove in this? And then kind of using that formula from them elements and then putting it in my own tracks.
Yeah, in the 90s, actually, there were so many beats who fucking kill, man. You just listen to the intro, you kick the bass and the drums, and you're like, just putting this loop, and you're like, yeah, that's good producing, And that's why I think there is a lot of good stuff, to take in the early 90s and maybe even after.
Commercial stuff.
Yeah, commercial and pop stuff. They were really well produced. Yeah, well produced.
Yeah, I think just the equipment they use then as well will have played a big part. I think now it's all quite harsh, all that dance music that's new. But yeah, I know what you mean. I say knowing on Discogs, I always find these amazing tracks in the 90s a lot of the time. Then they've got really cheesy vocals.
Yes.
But it's like, yeah. So the live set, how did it begin? Because it's something I make a lot of tracks like you guys, but I've never really considered even thinking about the live set. But it sounds to me like it was always the plan for you guys. But where does one begin if they decided they want to start doing a live set?
What do you mean? Can you
So,
repeat the question?
Are you using equipment to do the live set, or is it all just with the computer on Ableton?
No. Vas-y, parle là.
We start on Ableton. That's the main thing. The main PC of the live. But we have all this software hardware on the side, and moreover we want to push the live a little bit further. We want to add some maybe a bass line, a real bass, electronic
guitar chords,
and maybe drums.
Yeah, why
one
not?
day with a microphone, and we really want to push the live into a prestation, when you can see us playing and interacting with our tracks and our transition breaks.
Yeah, we are lucky enough to play some instruments. You can hear it in some tracks. I mean, for example, in our track La Vie Rêvée, it's a real drum and it's a real bass, stuff like that. I think we are lucky enough to do that, so we need to put it into the light. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. So you play actual musical instruments as well?
Yeah.
Which ones?
Bass.
Guitar, drum, bass.
And piano.
Sick. Yeah, I think it really helps, doesn't it? I think just having basic understanding to advanced, it can really help with the music. I think one thing I've noticed your guys' music, it's always musical, which is good. I think a lot of the time it's quite easy for people just to make beats and bass and it all sounds the same,
But all the listen we took, when we were young to learn the piano chords, progression. When you take your bass, what's the root note of a track? To take the good harmonics and etc. All these things, I think they are here, in our head, maybe somewhere. And when we start a new track, it's obvious. It helps us.
Yeah, when we started, it was more minimal because at first, when you come from, I would say, a regular music world where you play instruments and stuff, getting into the more synthesized aspect of this music you can be a bit lost at first, but when you begin to master a bit those tools, you can put your musical idea from your more traditional side into a more modern side of electronic music, and that's where things become really interesting.
Yeah. You're not into the experimental electronic devices, LFO, and you're like, oh, okay, this is nice sound design. How can I put that in my track? No, you really start your sound design thinking about what you want to make.
Yeah, we want to make a jazz track. Let's put some Rhodes, not some low end because we want to add a pad in the break. And the musical stuff, how many notes into the chords, not so big chords because it takes too much space. I mean, it's like a puzzle. The pieces come quicker together and you can have more fun, I guess.
Yeah, because when you make sound, you have a space to fit, and you cannot put everything you want, you have to respect some size and some specialization.
That's more the technical side, I guess, but when you... This all to say, that's a great pleasure to mix the more traditional musical side and the more technical music producer side, and when it comes all together, it's really nice.
So how long have you actually been doing the project, and how long have you been making electronic music?
Abel started the first with
in 2000.
Your Psychange project.
I started with Psychange project in 2015. Yeah. Then we met in 2016.
Yes.
We met our music together, and.
But yes, I started techno after him, and I contact him and I tell him, man, I don't understand nothing in Ableton. What the fuck happening here?
But yeah, Brett was like, fuck, man, I know I can do fucking great thing with this, but I need some advices. And me too, I was, beginner with the hardware, so we started to discover this together. That was a real fun period, actually. We were like doing some shitty tracks, but we were so happy,
So did you get hardware straight away?
What?
Did you buy hardware straight away? Soon as you started?
Yes. The first hardware I bought is Electron Analog 4.
Ah, yes. And do you still
machine and synthesizer?
Do you still use the analog 4 now?
Yes. I still use in the live.
Yes.
Sick. So that was a good purchase for the first.
She's the best friend.
And the same machine.
Wow. So that's a good buy. I think a lot of the time people usually buy a few things to find what they like, but that was straight away.
Yeah.
And what made you get that out of all the pieces of hardware?
You were curious? Qu'est-ce qui t'a fait les acheter à l'époque? You were curious?
I see a techno live on YouTube. Perk. Do you know Perk?
No, I don't think so.
An English guy. But, and I really want to buy some some hardware like him. And reproduce create the same song.
Sick. So it was one of them first in Analog 4, and then any synthesizers after that?
Oui. Est-ce qu'on a acheté des synthétiseurs après notre grande machine?
Yeah.
Then
I bought a lot of
things
synthesizers.
go naturally after that, you know.
I bought like a shit ton of synthesizer. I have maybe 15, 20.
And all the devices that goes around this, you know, the speakers, the sound card, the compressor, the hardware, the cables.
But William have a problem.
He's sick, this guy is.
Yeah, I have a problem. I'm really into.
When you see a hardware on the internet for a good price, his hands start like that. I want to buy it.
and right now, I thought I have too much money. I'm so rich. That's a joke. Huh? Let's get into modular.
Wow, that's dangerous, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. You know, I bought 4 rows of modular in 3 months. So yeah, I know it's dangerous.
Yeah, I think I've considered it for a while, but it's just a bottomless money pit. I think as soon as you buy one, it's just like money going.
Yes. I had to find another job 6 months ago just to pay for the modular. That's no joke.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm going to stay away from the modular. I've been really tempted. I've done it before, like put the rack in, put the modules I want in a basket to buy. Then I'm like, nah. Every time I just decide.
Oh man, the sound design is just.
It sounds good though, yeah.
Oh man, I mean, you know, there are so many modules. You begin to. I mean, I bought a filter from a Spanish guy who's a doctor in science, and he recreated some classic filters. The guy is totally unknown, and I have the best emulations of filter, and that's what is great on the modular. You have so many pieces. You're like a hunter if you find the good stuff.
Yeah, it feels like Mad Max. You know, you are
creating
your own car in the desert. You know, like, and even if I don't do this, I can understand this is fascinating, and I love follow William in this story with this modular. You know, every time I buy more, I want to know what's up. You know?
I think for me, it's collecting synths is like collecting records. It's so addictive.
Yes.
So every time I buy one, I'm like, shit, I need to buy another one. At the moment, I'm looking at some of the Alesis MIDI verbs, the old ones, and like lexicon effects units. And I probably will never, if I buy them, I probably won't even use them. But I just feel that urge to buy more 90s gear.
Yeah, they are really well known, the Alesis vintage MIDI verb.
Yeah, I think it's really, really sick, I think, from what I've been told.
Like Cab Driver, I think, and people like that use it all the time, and I've seen many videos, and I wanted to get one at some point.
Yeah, after this.
I'll go on eBay.
Yeah, I think what's cool with the modular is whatever modules you buy, the combination is going to be completely unique. So it's a really cool way, I think, to build up something for yourself. And what about you two? You more chilled with the synths, or do you still buy loads as well?
We are more focused into the digital composition and the mix, you know, and the sound of all this sound together.
Yeah.
So we can feed that, you know. And Denver is more about the chord progression, learning about tricks and how to build up, you know, some serious and strong instruments into the track. So no, we don't have the same disease as William, you know. We have other disease, you know. But it's great because as everyone has a purpose into this project, we can really fit, you know, the several tasks to anyone. So it go fast, you know, in our project. When he start a track, then we start to write on him. I start to mix a beat, okay, put some stuff. He will put the hats, he will put the chords, and then that's good, okay. Yeah. The track is good. And
I think that's what is interesting in a group way of working, that we are not fully focused on the same aspect of the music.
Yes.
I think this is what makes our music interesting, I guess. Yes. You can feel the influence and the point of views of everyone. And I think like difference in this kind of stuff is like what makes a creation rich and strong. Yeah.
But there are some tracks we have producing a lot.
Yeah. Sometimes you know, it's like a story inside of you. You cannot keep. It's like you have to go. You have to write this. It's like you have a good day and you start to produce, and in 2 hours you get something. So then you send it to the guys, and it happens to all of us. Sometimes we receive from anyone, and we were like, okay.
Then
that's what is cool in this group dynamic. In fact, we don't try to participate just to participate. At some point we are respectful of the creation of the other, and if we feel he has told everything, let's get the track like this. So yeah, it's really a respectful group dynamic.
And we made some. I think the story we had from Oden and Fatzo, like we said before, it's for this reason we are now in a real harmony, because we learn how to respect and to stay, in a whole place in the project, and that's a human thing to learn, a social thing to do. But when you got it, it's wonderful. Yeah. You respect your friends and you love them.
Yeah,
and you just want to.
Yeah, because at first when we started the project, everyone wanted to do everything.
That's the Sunday painter recipe. That's exactly.
You want to impress the others and stuff, and then you get to know each other, and you find different ways of working. And, that's why, what we achieved, the relationship we achieved to have, like, it's really cool.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I think these things, you've got to work on them. They don't just click straight away. You've got to understand what each other are good at. Even when I make music with friends, the first time's usually hard, then the second time gets better, third time gets better again. And I guess, like, as a 3 and doing it all the time, it just keeps getting better and better and better, because you know what each other's good at, you understand, it's quicker, and it's always getting better. So what's the schedule like? Are you making music nearly every day, or?
Not necessarily together, but every day we try to think, even if we don't do music, to think about our music, what we are gonna do next, what's the move to plan. So it takes a bit.
Personally, I make at least a beat a day. But when I say a beat a day, it can be like 15-minute beats, but I try to have some ideas, because when I'm bored, that's what I do. When I'm bored, I do drum loops. I create drum loops. But no, we try to see each other as the most as we can. Me personally, I have a job for the moment, so sometimes I work. But I think we are aiming at seeing each other the maximum we can.
And do you share a studio then now?
No.
I saw a video. The video I've seen, there's loads of gear. Is that your studio in the middle? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It depends. Il y avait un studio avec plein de gear, ça doit être le tien, mais it depends. I think the last one is him, because my studio is with my parents right now. But I have mine. You've seen Instagram videos with the view from Paris. That's where we are at the moment.
That's the view from Instagram.
Ah, sick. That's a nice setup, man.
You can see the Eiffel Tower and everything.
Nice. So you're meeting up a few times a week usually to make music?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's the only thing I would find it hard as a trio, because you've got to coordinate more and more communication, I guess. And is that ever a problem as well?
Sometimes.
Yes, of course. Like everybody.
Yeah, of course. Sometimes, but it's been what, 3 years, 4 years?
4 years.
No, we know each other. We know each other.
Nice.
It works. If we have to take a fast decision when someone doesn't answer for a day, the decision will be taken anyway. You know what I mean?
It's a democracy.
It's a democracy.
And we vote. We are grown-ups, and we can understand that sometimes you have something into your life, maybe you cannot answer at the moment. Yeah. And we trust each other. We know the best decision we will take by the other. And this is a very important point of this project. Yeah. Because if you don't trust each other, there is the little poison will start to grow into your head, like, are they taking the good decision for us? And that's not good. You really have to
trust your friends.
Yeah, trust your friends.
Choose people you can trust. Otherwise,
c'est ça.
Yeah. Otherwise.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think a bit of advice I give to a lot of people is that it's important to form a crew and have the people around you that you can trust, you can send music to, and really grow together. And I think the trust is a huge aspect of it, and you can't really rush to find these people.
Yeah.
And was it with you guys kind of lucky how it happened when you first met? Did you say it was in a club you guys met?
Yeah, that's a crazy story.
Yes,
that's a really, really, really crazy story.
Let's
Have you heard of the Fire Festival on Netflix?
Yes.
So
we have the same in France.
there's a guy, he did the same in France. He was in the music media and everything. He did what we call the French Fire Festival.
which is called the Micro Love Festival.
It was called the Micro Love Festival. So he had no money, booked people into the forest, brought artists, he paid no one, and left everyone in the forest. That was insane.
Yeah, it was a pity.
And then
And big artists like Diego Cruz and
then he left them in the forest, and then
yes,
And
in the middle of nowhere in the suburb of Paris.
and he fled with dozens of €1,000 with a lot of all the cash. He fled with all the cash.
Yeah, all the ticket sales.
He went to Canada to make people think he was in Canada, and then he went to Spain. That's it. Insane story.
So all the people on the field were forced to give money to the artists,
To the sound system and the artists, then they can play.
so they can do something, because
And-
there were no more electricity found.
And then he made a party before to launch the festival.
Before the festival.
And he booked us, and we met there.
Yeah, we met at the
And he didn't pay us, so we
So-
were like, man, we need to get paid. So we met each other
So we met each other here.
to make a plan to get paid, and we didn't get paid. But
well,
that's how the project
we were finally paid.
You won in the end.
yeah.
Yeah.
So life outside of music, what do you guys get up to?
Music.
No.
No, I'm working in the digital marketing for the moment because I need money, but otherwise we like to give music lessons.
Yes.
That's what we like to do, and we aim to do more and more.
Yeah, we started on Twitch, to give some production listen advices, and Denver will be with us at the next one. So we really enjoy to bring our knowledge to vulgarization, easier way to understand, and that's great. And
But in fact, me personally, I'm really music oriented. I think that's the same for the guys.
yeah, that's why we want.
We are a bit of nerds, geeks
Yeah.
into this stuff. Like,
So music all day, every day.
So we have a lot of other passion, but
yeah,
music take the most time. But
Yeah.
we like to paint about Warhammers.
we are painting Warhammers in
This is
the
a
studio.
figure.
Yeah, I know Warhammer, yeah.
All of things like that, like card games,
Video games.
fantasy card games,
Video games.
video games a lot. Denver is playing The Witcher actually.
Yeah.
Really
Oh,
enjoy it.
là.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Yeah, we are painting Warhammers in the studio time.
How long have you done that for?
Excuse me?
How long have you painted Warhammers for?
Me for
10 years.
ouais.
So you two didn't know each other, but then you met each other, and then you both happened to paint Warhammers.
Yeah, we had a lot of
Common.
common passions.
That's crazy, because not many people paint Warhammers. I'll tell you a funny story. When I was in high school, my teacher, he used to host the Warhammer Club at high school. Like it was so random. It was like every Wednesday night, like people would come, like 10 people in the whole school with the Warhammers and paint Warhammers. So I know how niche there's not many people paint Warhammers. So the fact you two know each other and both painted Warhammers is crazy. At what point did you realize? When did you go, by the way, I paint Warhammers? When did you realize that you both were into it?
At first I was still doing some, but I stopped a bit, and then that's the same for you actually. And then we talked about this, like, man,
So do I.
if we restarted, and then he just buy some orcs. He didn't tell me, and then I came here, was like, hey, look, I buy this. I was like, oh, you. And the thing.
I think, I've been doing this in my childhood, and when I saw him doing this, at first I was interested, and then at some point I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna buy it
Oh, yeah.
again.
I restarted with my little brother some 1 month before you buy it. Actually. That's right.
Yeah.
And how many do you have out of interest?
Oh, Lord of the Rings, Warhammer 40k. That's the way we say in English. 40k.
Like 100.
100.
Yeah,
And all the editions, but I'm more focused into the Warhammer 100.
futuristic. And we try to bring this into the music, in fact, because if you take a look at Sake Records, the next EP, which will be our first Various, so the first EP where we are not on the EP, we try to promote local talents we like. It's the Space Guards EP. So all the Warhammer fantasy stuff we try to put into our music in a funny way, you know?
Yeah, it influences.
Because we like a lot science fiction, in fact.
Yes.
Oden Fatzo is a lot related to science fiction and video games.
Yeah.
We love video games. We've been playing video games a lot. People ask us a lot if it's intended that our music has video games aspects in the sound design. And I think at first it wasn't intended, but it was inside of us.
Yeah.
And now we try to assume it, and we like it a lot to make some reference to the video games and the pop culture. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I think it's nice to put them subtle references in your tracks that no one really notices, but if they do hear it, it's like,
Yeah,
them sounds.
And it gives consistency to your universe in your music. You cannot create things from nothing. You have to do something around you to
give a soul to your music.
Exactly.
So what projects are coming up? I guess you guys are busy, so a lot coming up.
An EP on Yaji.
Yeah.
Ben Balance label.
Yeah, sounds really good. I heard it.
Yes.
The full break beats.
Yeah.
With a remix of Vitesse and Yamen and
Oda.
Yes.
Then we are working a lot on our Sake record label.
Yeah.
We have an EP with Air Crank. You know Air Crank?
What label's that?
No, it's an artist.
Yeah, it's an artist from France, from the Chevry agency, which is all the artists around us in Paris.
He did a track called Acid Jazz with score 1,500,000 views.
What's the name again? Sorry.
Air Crank.
HERRKRANK.
Yes.
I think I'll know it. Yeah.
It's like a German name, her crank.
Yeah.
And we have an EP with Theos.
Theos, yeah.
You know Theos?
THEOS. Yes.
Like more funky stuff and vocoder, things like that.
Therefore, we have an EP with him, and we are working maybe on some stuff with him as well. We have an EP that's coming soon on a well-known UK label.
I think I can guess. I think I'm doing the same label. I think.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah, I think I know which one, man.
I mean, there we have
with Virgil.
Yeah.
Step in Motion.
Step in Motion label.
Like
where there was a nice release from Enrico Montini, which is a great producer.
There are some old tracks.
Yeah, in fact, it's really great concept he made. It's a label made of just old tracks.
Yeah.
So tracks we made at the beginning, but still fits to our musical universe. Yeah. So that's a good way to give another life to tracks that deserve it, but didn't find the label into time. So that will be a really great release, which is finished, will be produced soon. We are working on another label. We can't name and a lot of sake stuff.
We want to develop our label. That's at the maximum.
As you see, we did some what the fuck? That's Siri, sorry.
Well, his phone, just talk alone. What the fuck?
Yeah, my phone is a robot too. But we are focusing on our sake record label. As you see, without a green screen, and we are doing video integration of us into the spaceship. We did
He will show you. And maybe after
printing campaign with
in Paris.
Ah, cool.
movie poster.
a movie back screen.
So with our label, we are doing a lot of funny stuff. We had a great movie clip made by Matthews. I mean, that's the real creation, not only music, but we can focus.
Visual.
Yeah,
because
visual video.
Yeah, there is a real story. We want to add a real story into our label. So as you can listen to the second release, there is a intro in the one and the second EP, and the intro always told you where are we into the journey, you know. So
I didn't know. Yeah, maybe you could check on Bandcamp. Yes.
Yeah.
We tell a story like for real.
Yeah. And then when we will release our next EP with the guys and we want to promote our friends, they will also be a part of the story.
Yeah.
So the story continues.
During our story, we meet some people, you know, and the various tell the stories of the tribes we meet, and we want to make like a big story universe with our label.
Cool. And one thing I'm thinking about this a lot recently, album. Has it crossed your mind as well?
Yeah.
But we are
Not at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard because you want the time to be right and you want it to be perfect. I think I'm the same. Like maybe I should wait like 1 or 2 years because I want it to be like when I'm really ready to do it.
Yeah.
But the idea is something that's quite appealing.
I think about it last week.
Yeah.
Really? In my bed.
Way better than that.
Yes.
But I think
after I see Daft Punk epilogue, I think about it.
But well, we are still. You will see in the next release when we are adding touch of funk and stuff like that.
Ouais.
I mean, I think we have explorated a lot of genres, but we are still exploring some genres. So
maybe we are on the way for now.
Yes. But when we are finished exploring, and I think we will be like, yeah, okay, we have done enough.
Ouais.
Let's pull all the influences together.
Yeah.
But now we are still exploring, so I think we need to have to wait. It's need to be
Well think.
The decision has to come by itself. You know, you will know when the time will come.
Yeah, I agree totally. I'm the same. I think I'm still trying to find that thing where I'm like, right, I'm ready now. I think it's always trying new stuff out. I think that it's normal. I guess. I think you guys are the same. That I think eventually I'll be like, right, now is the time. I'm ready to go. I think for me as well, always swapping new instruments. You know, I think for the album, you want to find the instruments you want to use and be like, right, this is it. Let's do it.
Yeah,
you will feel.
So yeah, it sounds like you've got a lot of music coming, and you guys make a lot of music like me, so it's kind of non-stop. But delays are annoying, right? Like waiting for labels to the vinyl delays, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah. The step in motion.
Yeah.
In discussion for 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah. So, guys, I always have 10 questions at the end, and usually it's for one person to answer. So, because there's 3 of you, maybe we'll have to take it in turns. But the first question is, what is your favorite place in the world?
That's a good question.
I think it's my hometown.
Sorry, where?
My hometown.
Oh, hometown.
Hometown, yes. With my real friend and best friend. And this is the place I feel good.
What you're telling is that it's not about the place, it's about the people.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Sure.
That's the people, the vibe.
Yeah.
That's what Toby Newman said the same thing. He said, like, I don't care where it is, it's about who I'm with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the same.
Second question, what is your favorite breakfast?
Full English breakfast.
Oh no, not for me.
What about you?
Some croissant.
Croissant is good.
Full English breakfast.
I was going to say, what is your favorite quote, if you have one?
Never give up.
Easy.
That was so bad.
Never give up. But it's good.
In French, we have a famous quote. We say, "Salut à toi, jeune entrepreneur."
Yeah.
Yeah.
In English?
Hello to you, young
No, that was a viral video of a bad businessman which went viral in France. That's a private joke.
My next question is, what do you think of Emily in Paris?
I saw the series.
I didn't saw.
You didn't saw it?
No, it's cool.
It's good. I liked it.
Paradoxal, man.
I liked it. It was good, man.
I
It was
liked it
funny.
too, and I'm a bit shaming to say I liked it. Because there is good stuff inside, but yeah, the three first episode, I was like everybody. I looked into this dreaming Paris, which doesn't exist. I was like, is this Paris? No, this is impossible. There is no car. There is nothing. No, that's not real. And then I start to look at the series, and I was like, am I watching this show actually with my sister and my stepmother? And I enjoy it, man, because I think the storyboard is good.
Yeah,
the storyboard and the acting is good. Actually,
it was funny. It was
some actual problem and issues we can have in this society, which are good, well represented.
And do you think they represented French people well? Well, Parisan people well? No.
That's okay, man. I'm not ready for that, you know. I don't want to watch French people into Amélie in Paris. That's okay.
You see French people every day.
But I think there is one or two archetype which exist.
Yeah.
You know, the big lady in the mode, like
Yeah.
You have to fit like this, and you have to listen to me. Maybe it can exist, but
what is your favorite book?
Lord of the Ring, Tolkien.
Oh wow, you actually read the real book?
Yeah, I actually read them, and also the Silmarillion, and all the books about Tolkien. And that's too good, man. I don't know if you read this.
For me, George Orwell.
George Orwell.
All the
classic.
Yeah, me, I read all the books of Charles Bukowski.
Yeah, nice.
Which is I identify to him a lot.
Do you know
Charles Bukowski?
Oh man.
Ah man. Il fait des trucs, il picole, il fait de la merde.
Est-ce que c'est lui qui a fait Free and Laughing in Las Vegas?
Non.
Non. Mais non, là, ça c'est le livre que tu m'as prêté. Ouais, sorry. Yeah, sorry, we lost a bit.
What was your biggest lesson of 2020?
Or biggest what?
Biggest lesson that you learnt?
Money is the real thing.
When you have no money.
Sorry, what was it?
When you have no money, you're screwed. No, I will quote a famous man. Never give up.
Yes, never give up.
It's true.
That's yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean financially it was a disaster.
Yes, it was a very difficult time.
How do you feel when you got no food? I always listen to this track, Pass the Dutchies. You know this track? Pass the Dutchie, and in the lyrics he said, how does it feel when you got no food? And I was like at my home with no food, like, yeah, I love this track. So yeah, it's a bit tough.
What's one item you couldn't live without that's not electronic?
Un objet avec lequel tu ne pourrais pas vivre sans, qui n'est pas électronique.
Abel.
You're a jerk. What a jerk.
No,
my cats.
Cat.
The thing I put into my ball. If I was forced to be bald, whoa. No, please let me put my.
I thought you said cats. So cap. You mean cap?
Caps? Well, sorry. In France, we say a couvre-chef.
Okay. Good answer.
Yes, me, it's my cat.
Cat.
Yeah.
Actual cats.
You don't know the Denver's cats?
No.
Oh man, he's called Hermes.
That's a
And
new one.
it's the most beautiful cat in the world.
That's a new
Look
one.
at him.
And my last question is, what do you know now that you wish you knew then?
Qu'est-ce qu'on sait maintenant qu'on sait?
You won't do it on your own. You need to collaborate with good people.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yes, I think
Everything is said.
And it's true on many levels, not just on the level like to make music. I think as a whole, it's hard to do anything on your own in a bad world.
And that's what the world and the model world wants you to think, that it's you against the world, but that's not true.
No, that's
Very good. So, guys, is there anything else you want to add? Anything people need to look out for except for the releases?
Yes. Hello, mom. Hello, dad.
Hello, hello, daddy.
No.
Just say hello to my sister and my brother. I love you.
No, but yes, it's cool.
Yeah, thank you to give us
Thank
this
you,
interview, bro.
And your really interesting question.
Ouais.
You gave us another opportunity to have a really open discussion about what we feel, and we thank you for that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you had a good vibe, man. Really.
It's been a pleasure, guys. So
Yeah.
I will attach all your links. Go on, were you going to say something?
Yes, if you want some video, producing video for SYNTHO,
Yes, it would be great.
we can do
work
one sometimes.
Yeah,
if you
for
want.
you if you want.
Yeah, we could work on something. Let's speak about that after this. I will.
Yes.
I'll stop the recording of this. Speak about that. I'll stop.
Nice.